at the real deal now. Gonna kick this sorry ass out on the street. Jumping Tens podcast. We hold it down. They know what's now.
From the HR. Oh Lord, it never fails. It never fails.
I should have did it with him because I knew he was gonna do it. I should have did it. I should have did it.
Because then that's really hyping him up. Jobber Nation, welcome to episode 10,876 of quarantine. Because even though actually we're in phase 1 in New York City, so we're about to hit phase 2. Because Zaddy Cuomo said, "Listen, y'all better get it together, or I'm shutting shit down." But anyway, as always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Mrblacc. We have 2 special guests, not 1 but 2, and we wanted to give you some double trouble since last week we took a little break. We had to breathe, recollect ourselves, and just see what was going on else in the world. But I'm gonna let the gentlemen introduce themselves first, and then I'm gonna go down some homework stuff that we got going on. We got some updates and stuff. So, gentlemen, do you want to introduce to the nation who you are? What do you do?
All right. My name is Mook, the BTSG. BTSG stands for the bow tie stand-up guy. Generally, I'm wearing a bow tie. The bow tie is a way of life. It's just a symbol. You know what I'm talking about? I am a co-owner of a wrestling promotion called Urban Combat Wrestling, where we mix the cultures of hip hop and rap, where we have rappers and wrestlers at the show because the cultures mix, you know what I'm saying? And this is my illustrious, which is his favorite word. You'll probably hear that multiple times. This is my illustrious partner. Go ahead, tell them who you are.
Man, I'm Spaceman Jones. I'm also co-owner of Urban Combat Wrestling, long time rap aficionado. I'm also a producer and a rapper and a beat maker and event promoter. Been doing that for years. But we own Urban Combat Wrestling, and we do mix rap and wrestling, man. And we try to tell the stories that matter to us.
Right. So where are you guys located, just so people can know?
Yeah, we located in Asheville, North Carolina, which is a little sleepy little town in the mountains of Western North Carolina. Tucked away up in the hills, but we still got the sauce for you.
Good. All right, so just off the bat, top 5 rappers of all time.
Oh, okay. All right, man. I'll go ahead and jump it off. Scarface, Andre 3000, Mr. Mike from Texas, just for his one album in '96, it was perfect. Ice Cube and Nas.
Okay.
You see the gray on my beard, man. I'm a vintage. I'm a vintage bro.
All right. Next.
Let's see. Top 5. Yeah. My top 5 would definitely have to be Andre 3000 for sure. I'm gonna go Jay-Z. And I'm not saying that just because you're in New York. Don't need that.
No, I mean, listen, Hov is my goat. So
but that's for sure. Jay-Z, man, I gotta give it up to Big Pun. And let's see, Calle 13. I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but he's a Latin rapper. That's
switching up on us.
And then Ice Cube, that's for sure, and Ice Cube, because I definitely, you know what I'm saying, like Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes, that one goes over almost anybody for me, honestly, because I've always been a person that enjoyed a character or charisma, not necessarily a character, but a charisma in style and swag. And bro, there was nobody who was doing delivery like him. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. I love that.
That is true. All right. So before we do get into learning a little bit more about Urban Combat Wrestling, because first of all, for 2 black men to own a company, says a lot. So we're gonna definitely dig into that. Before we do a roundabout before we start about how everyone is doing, just a weekly update, wellness check. But before we do a round robin of what we've watched this week, just to let everyone know that's listening and watching, we will be returning to our studio very soon. So stay tuned for that. It'll be really exciting for us to go back to kind of like what we've been used to. So it'll be like the post-quarantine episodes coming soon.
Yeah.
So we want to announce that. Also to anyone that's going to be listening, just a cheap plug for the gentleman here. They're actually doing a show this weekend in Asheville. So anyone that's listening in the North Carolina area of Asheville, it's about an hour. We got to drive like hour and a half, 2 hours from Charlotte.
Yeah,
So anyone in that area, come out and support the boys. It is a free show because if it's free, you got to be there. So support them, and they'll talk a little bit more about their upcoming show as well. Anything else? And then July 4th, we're gonna be a part of an event down in Greenville, North Carolina. So we're going to be putting more information out for that. What else? Am I missing anything before we talk about Insecure? Because y'all already know it's going down. But all right, let's start off.
We still doing SummerSlam?
What about? Can we get through June first? Like, okay, let's look, baby steps. We getting there. Sir Wilkins, what's one thing you watched this week?
I was watching Watchmen on HBO.
So how was that?
Nah, that shit was perfect for the time that we're in right now.
It is.
It's like the exact like situation that's going on in the world. Police, society, racism, all that shit's all in the show.
Okay.
So it was perfect. Everybody kept telling me to watch it, and it's never had time to. So I was like, let me turn it on. I watched. I think it's 8 episodes or something. I watched the first 3 episodes. I gotta finish watching the rest of it.
Action. Mrblacc, what's one thing you watched this week?
I was into my 30 for 30 bag, so I watched Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire. I watched Lance Armstrong one, and today I'm gonna watch the other one. I'm gonna watch Just Water with Bruce Lee. I saw Just Mercy, which by the way for the month of June, Just Mercy and I've got the other one, a couple of ones. It's free on demand everywhere, so you can watch the movies for free.
On Prime.
It's Prime. It's free. So I've been watching that. So today I'm gonna watch. I forgot which one I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch it today. What else I watched? I caught up with, of course, watch my old school wrestling stuff on YouTube. Always gotta catch up. I watched Detective Pikachu. Surprisingly, it was very good.
How was it?
It was good. It was good.
Because that's how I felt about Sonic. Because I was very hesitant about Sonic. But
it's good. It's good. They don't do too much. Like if I had a kid, I would see it with him, but either or by myself. Her. Yeah. But yeah, overall, what else I watched? I've been playing a lot of video games. I've been playing online. Oh, I was on the Codex podcast with Carl.
Shout out to Carl from Maine.
Yes. Right? Yo, I was on the show. We did like black movies. And of course, Coming to America it beat out everybody. It was mad fun. Like you really realize that how much a lot of black movies that you don't know, some of the popular ones, certain people biases. One of them said, what he said about this movie? Oh, he said Harlem Nights is Eddie Murphy's worst movie. I was just like, wow.
Wow. Who said that?
Wow. Yeah.
Who would say that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Co-host.
No, I like Harlem Nights. So I don't know.
Man, that's one of the ensemble casts in history of comedy.
Exactly.
Like everybody and their mama that was a comedian at that time was in that movie. So that's a little hard. All right. Let's start. Spaceman, what's something you watched this week?
I was sitting here remarking on how y'all guys actually watch stuff. I just sit there with Netflix on and try to finish work. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing. bugging Mook about changes on the card and stuff that's happening. Pretty much, and I got a kid. I don't know how y'all get through watching. How do y'all watch television? But no, I did watch some.
You pick certain days. So like wrestling days. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is like wrestling days. So leaves the other days for other stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I did a lot of podcast episodes this week because we produced a couple podcasts. So I was doing a little work on that and planning this event this week. So it wasn't really a TV week at all.
Got you. Do you want to shout out some of the podcasts that you guys have been working with?
Yeah, man. I produced the Smoke Break podcast. Spaceman Jones with a Smoke Break come out every Monday morning on YouTube, and then yeah, man. Spaceman Jones with a Smoke Break, man. I am a cannabis aficionado, cannabis pro cannabis.
Look, Mrblacc excited. He's like, when you gonna give me yours?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Oh, you're getting low, bro. You're getting low, bro.
I know.
That's too funny.
I'm always blowing on something. So that's why we said, because I do on my IG, which is Spaceman_Jones. I do like a 1 minute video, like a little I usually talk to myself because I go through a lot of shit. So whenever I figure out a solution, I just record it on IG while I'm taking my morning smoke, and I try to frame it in a way that other people can use it. And it got very popular. A lot of people like the Smoke Break, so we just stretched it out into a podcast form and talk to different people around town, different people in the area, and we just talk about how they use what they do to kind of enrich their lives and become a better person. We drop that on Monday, and then on Fridays we do the Urban Combat Wrestling, Rap and Wrestling podcast, and that's me.
I need to be on that Smoke Break podcast.
Yeah, man. We can definitely set that up, man. I started out with like taking 10 breaths to bring in some mindfulness so we can talk from a true place. And then we get into talking about, how you use your skills to kind of better yourself. And then me and Mook and Alan Brody, one of the wrestlers on the roster, we produced the Rap and Wrestling podcast, and we interview wrestlers and rappers and promoters and all kind of people around the business, and we talk about some wrestling, we talk about rap, and we just laugh. We got one coming.
Honestly, I got a couple of dudes that you got to link up with. One is RDCW Podcast. They do the same thing, and my other dudes from Weed and Wrestling. We all gonna link up, have one super episode, call it like the Smoking Paradise.
Yeah, the Smoking Paradise. Yeah, we link up and do it big. Matter of fact, we got one coming out. This week I had the Gym Nasty Boys on it, and I get really drunk on the episode and talk passionately about stuff. Yeah.
He damn near cries. He almost cries on the podcast. Yeah, bro. No lie.
What?
Yeah, no lie. Yeah. He got real passionate. Wrestling is life, bro.
No, wrestling is life.
So that's the podcast that we into. And we just try to, keep it moving because we can't really do shows per se. And I think that this thing that's going on Saturday is going to be probably the last thing we're going to be able to get to because we down in the South and they don't wear masks or nothing. They wilding. They wild.
Wow. All right, last but not least, Luke, what have you been watching this week besides Paw Patrol and, all kitty stuff?
You know what? I have actually had an opportunity to watch Space Force on Netflix.
Is it good?
How was
Steve Carell. It is. If you like Steve Carell, like kind of silly comedy stuff, it is hilarious. I died and came back in life twice, and that was only in the first episode. So, yeah. And bro, when the second episode comes, and I wasn't ready for the monkey. That's all I'm gonna say. I just wasn't ready for the monkey.
Monkey in space.
What? I wasn't ready for the monkey.
Wasn't ready. All right. Damn. Now I may have to watch this. I was trying to avoid it.
Me too.
All right, and last night you
I watched Five Bloods this week too. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm waiting on that one. I wanted to watch it tomorrow on Juneteenth, so that's why I was like, I'm gonna wait.
It's good.
Something that I did watch, but I didn't pay attention all the way through the whole movie. I think I had to go pick up my daughter or something and didn't.
It's a good movie.
All right.
It's worth it.
Last but not least, we're gonna talk real quick. Everyone knows that we've been on some insecure waves during quarantine, and the season finale, ladies and gentlemen, came on this past week. Baby, Karma is that type of bitch, and her name is Issa. Straight up.
I'm
gonna kick back and listen.
I've only watched one episode of Insecure in my entire life.
Come on, get with it. All right, real quick, Sir Wilkins, what did you think about the season finale?
It was really good. It was super well written. It was a lot of closure and a lot of like other things like opened up as well. But it's one of those things where everything was tied in from the beginning of the season, and then it completely rolled out for the end. Like Shorty getting pregnant, that's like, yo, what's going on? Because remember, throughout the first couple episodes, you saw her texting him and hitting him up like, yo, what's going on? They finally spoke. The writing on that show is real. From somebody, because I've been writing for a while, and I'm still writing. Shorty got talent. Like Shorty got some serious fucking talent when it comes to like writing and doing that. The director was fucking good, and the way they got all 4 characters involved on that last episode, all 4 of the girls, was really good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Black, real quick, your thoughts on this week's season finale.
Like watching her ever since YouTube of the Adventures of Mrblacc girl, just watching that and just watching what she become now. Wow. I didn't see that coming when, what's that girl's name? Chandelier, Champagne, Crisco oil.
Condola.
Okay, canola oil.
Canola oil.
The fact that Shorty said, "Yo, Lawrence, I'm pregnant." He said, "Is it mine?"
But that's some real nigga shit. Like there's no nigga around that would never ask that first question.
Yeah.
So when he said that, I was like,
yeah, he's just like, "Is it mine?" Just like that.
Because chicks be cheating every day.
And they hadn't been fucking around with each other in a little bit. So that was a valid question.
And also, they weren't serious for a while.
They wasn't,
serious.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, overall, I liked it, and like my brother said, like it's the writing. And the one thing that I feel like Insecure, like the difference between writing for being a person who's not of the culture, and when you are of the culture, little subtle stuff you'll do. Little subtle stuff that we do as people. You look at, okay, you peep that. Little like moments where you know how to be vulnerable because you seen your man be vulnerable, as a person of color. At the fact that when you saw him just sitting on the bus, he's like, yeah, I didn't think that was that bad. And then he broke down and he thoroughly explained himself. I was like, wow, this is a black man teaching a lot of other black men how to express himself on screen. While no yelling.
He wasn't expressing himself.
Yes, he was. Yeah, so he explained himself. A lot of other black men that we learn on television go, no, I'm good, cry, and they looking like, okay, like it didn't solve nothing. Now, the fact to watch that on the screen, I was like, wow. And Lawrence, like Issa getting tight, I'm looking like, Issa, you can't get mad, dogs. Y'all wasn't together.
Sis, you can't get tired.
And Molly, yo,
trash.
Son,
trash.
Basura.
Legit.
Basura. I gotta do the Kobe throwing the trash. Like she's trash. Trash. And when he said that, yo, I'm doing this for you, everything, I was like, with the whole brother situation, I get that part. Because sometimes like, nah.
He was pushing it with the brother.
Cool. The brother part, I get that part. But the fact that he wanted to go home, and I get what he means, because sometimes when you're out of like being social, all you want to do is go home, chill, smoke, what do you have to do, and just unwind. Like, all right, cool. I did my social thing. I still want to be with you, but yo, I just want to chill with you at the crib. He's a house dude. Nothing wrong with that, but Molly will never meet him halfway. And overall, let's talk about my son light skin, Horseface. What's this dude's name?
You talking about Nathan?
Yeah, name. Wild name recognition shit, bro. Like I can't even.
I've been watching the show.
Are you from New York, Mr. Black?
Yeah, all are.
Yeah, that's a New York nigga trait right there.
Hey, let me tell you, so I'm from Florida. I'm from Florida, and in Central Florida, they always say it's like the Southern New York. You know what I'm saying? Because like everybody, all my classmates was from New York and all this stuff. Bro, it just reminds me of being in high school again. Yo, they be like, yo, what's Shorty name? Shorty with the big ass forehead with the joint. Like,
Listen, that's how we describe people. Either we give descriptions, or I know for me, I give people nicknames. So it's just like, listen, you got to know who you're talking about. So I knew he was talking about Nathan.
Exactly. Like when we go to our wrestling events, though, there's a person we go, yo, what's that girl's name? She has the Rick Ross beard. Oh, okay. You know what are talking about?
I'm done.
No,
Goodbye.
but that's like real life stuff. No. It's real. So that's one. And two, she got a whole fiance. So we always sit here and say, like, listen, there's no excuse. Like, no excuse.
But my son Dan, the fact I can relate to that because there's some shorties that I know that I can never be with them, but I love them. Like I want to say I love them. Like that's my boo. Like we've been through some things together, but you're my nigga. I want you to succeed in life. So yo, do you? But just don't get mad when I talk to someone else. But I like Insecure because it speaks the language that a lot of us go through in our 30s and late 20s. Like, all right, it's getting real. Like the ex that who cheated on me years ago, you know what? As I'm getting older, I can see past that. Let's build something new, you know? And a lot of us are becoming stepfathers or stepmothers.
I'm a step.
It be like that.
I'm a stepdad.
See, there you go. See, there you go. It's there you go, you know?
But I mean, when I was a kid growing up, if I wouldn't have had my stepdad, I wouldn't have had a dad. So I always was raised. If you go with a woman, kids,
bars.
If you go with a woman that got kids, then you gotta really look out for the kids too. Because if you love her, you're gonna love the seeds. You know, and I had a good example with that with my dad. He was a hell of a stepdad. I can call him right. You know what I'm saying? He never been nothing but solid. You know, so I can feel that. You know. And you know, I'm a stepdad now. I've been a stepdad for the past 8 years now, and it's been great.
That's dope. That's super dope. That's all you gotta
dope.
do is step up. All right, real quick, I'm gonna just say two things. One, everyone knows Molly is trash. Like, you selfish, and then you expect Issa to come and be your homegirl again, but you don't do the work. No
work.
And then no work. And then Issa Issa, this is your karma, boo. Like. season three, when you and Lawrence is talking about family and all that shit, and then you go and cheat and blah blah blah. You just gotta deal with it. So I'm excited to see. But we gotta come up with by next week we gotta come up with a new show we all gotta watch, because Greenleaf is my shit and it's about to come back on. But y'all may not watch that, so we gotta find another show.
Yeah, I like bonding over shows. Like I like
it's
this.
Good. It's a little stress reliever.
We got This Is Us. We got Insecure and This Is Us. But we
But
need like
This Is Us is not coming back on until the fall. Yeah, so we need something for the summer.
I wanted to know what Mr. Black was playing. What is Mr. Black playing? You said you was playing some games.
Right now I'm playing Far Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm playing Devil May Cry 5. I'm playing Spider-Man. I just been alternating playing an hour here, or sometimes just to play it.
So you're a PlayStation dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like I've been me and my brother been playing PlayStation 1 forever. Like that's our childhood. Like PlayStation watched us grow up. Like, you know, that's our second dad right there. He watched us grow up.
I'm done. What? Are you gonna say Happy Father's Day for the PlayStation on Sunday?
Always do, every year.
Wow, B. That's wild, man.
See, you heard how he said B, like we say that. We don't say that. We don't all say B in New York.
No.
Super retro.
All right, so let's get into getting to know the gentleman of urban combat wrestling. So let's just let everyone know kind of the history where you know how you two met or how you two know each other. And basically, what made you guys pursue to actually start your own wrestling company down in North Carolina?
All right, you want to start, Mo?
Yeah, sure. You know, I ain't got no problem talking, bro. That's my thing. So So as Spaceman stated earlier, he's he's a hip hop aficionado, a beat maker. He's been in the game, especially in this area, for a good little minute. And I'm doing the same thing in my area. And we just so happened to be at the right place at the right time, or introduce it to each other through a program for upcoming musicians in our town called the Inside Out Club. And basically, it's just teaching you ins and outs of booking to registering your songs and getting them on, basically how to make money in the industry, right? So we connected on that. And so, just like people with the same idea, we were like, let's get together, let's collab, let's make this music, you know what I'm saying? But every time we got together, we would talk about wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, like, I'm supposed to be recording and I'm not recording. So so at the time I was also wrestling. I've been wrestling since I was in high school. I started wrestling, like I said, I'm from Florida. So where I'm from, an hour away in Ocala, was a wrestling school called the Funkin' Conservatory, Dory Funk's school. So I started wrestling when I was 16 for Dory Funk. And so life happened and, everything. I was a kid, so I stopped wrestling for a little while, but, fate happened. And right around the time that I had gotten connected back with the Inside Out Club, I also had started wrestling in Tennessee for Ricky Morton, because Ricky Morton has a school in Tennessee. Yeah. So I had been talking to Spaceman, like, man, we always talking about wrestling. Like, you just need to come to the school with me. Because at that time I had been going to the school for about 2 or 3 years. So I'm like, come on, like, it'll be great. It'll be great exposure. You get a behind the scenes look at all the other stuff. And that's basically what happened. I invited him to the school one week, and after that, he started coming with me every single week. He got hooked. And then while we were writing, because we hit the road together a lot. Going to the school and city to city for these shows. We were noticing that there was a lack of representation where we were at. You know what I mean? And he had a brilliant idea. Go ahead, Space. Let them know.
Well, man, I've been watching wrestling for a long time, man, and when I came around the business, man, I'm 42, so me getting in the ring and jumping around and shit, like, I done already had a long life of doing dangerous shit. I didn't need to add that to the mix. You know what I'm saying? So I went down there. I was just happy to kind of be around. I was able to get on the broadcasting team and do a few interviews and do some commentary work. But we saw that there was they wasn't telling our stories right. I grew up on watching 605 Saturday Night, man, and the brothers always got their ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I didn't feel good about, like, when I was a kid, I didn't like the fact that Rocky King was built he was built, cut up, but this old redneck can whoop him in like 3 moves. I didn't like that. I didn't feel like it was right. I always felt like we was coming up short all the time, and I just didn't. And then as I was growing up, it just kept on, and they would do, and I felt like we needed to have something from our perspective, you know what I'm saying? So me and Mook was talking, man, what if we did this, and I had the music thing jumping to Asheville with my group, Spaceman Jumping and the Publishers. We had a pretty good following, and we was able to pack out venues, and I was just like, man, let's put this shit together, man, and see if we can't do something. It was like a one-off idea. We didn't even know that it was gonna be able to happen, man. But it just kept bugging us, man, and we finally just said fuck it and did it, man. Went and made a logo, got the logo made up, and I went and booked a venue. I was like, we're gonna put a wrestling ring up, and they was like, fuck it, we with it. And the first show was great, man. Everybody was smiling and happy, you know what I'm saying? But we knew that we had something, and we just doubled down on it. And at the time, me and Mook were at the School of Morton, of course, and we were working real hard, to help, because they produce a TV show every week. So we really got a real education from some of the best people in the business on how to actually produce professional wrestling events, not only live events, but also like studio wrestling, like Memphis style, Atlanta style, Raleigh, North Carolina style studio wrestling. We learned the game from people who really, really know what they're doing in that area, and we decided to continue on with our business, man. And we've been running for about a year. We've had 4 shows so far, and we sold out every building, man.
Every building. Yeah. Yeah, man. And it's been exciting. I mean, it's definitely a learning curve from the first show to the second show. But in all of that, man, it's been incredibly thrilling, and I'm extremely appreciative from the response that we've gotten from the business on both sides, from the fans to the people, to the fellas in the business that understand what we're doing is unprecedented in our area, especially being in the South, and having 2 Black owners. And then we're bringing wrestling to a crowd that, because of the following from Spaceman and I, we're bringing wrestling to a crowd of folks who are not generally exposed to wrestling. You know what I mean? So we pop a lot of wrestling cherries, man. Like, it's super fun, man. It's super fun. So
we had a guys come in, man, and we always try to have a very exciting presentation. You know, so it's a lot of action, a lot of promos, a lot of guys interrupting promos, getting a lot of heat. We had the rappers come in the ring. We got a lot of guys who can talk, and it's just a spectacle. It's an event. When you leave, you know, and it's in a bar as well, so you're able to get drunk as hell. And we just encourage people to kind of let loose. And we also think that it's catharsis, because we believe that heels in wrestling are the driving engine, and you have to have somebody that you can fucking hate. And when people that you can hate and you can be vocal about it, you can, like, all of that negative energy can go into whatever going on, and the violence can happen in the ring, and you can leave like feeling a little bit clearer. You can leave feeling like, you know, you done kind of got that. You know, made your backbone slip a little bit and got rid of that grease. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely an event that people need to check out, and we cater to an adult crowd. You know what I'm saying? But we are modifying our next couple of events to be all ages, because, you know, it's really for the people of the city.
So so actually, before my next question, favorite wrestler, top 5 of all time. Sorry, I should have asked that when y'all said rappers.
Okay.
I just feel like it's always the wrestling first. I wanted to get the rap out of the way. So top 5 wrestlers of all time.
All right, for me, it changes all the time. But this week, Tully.
You said Tully?
Tully Blanchard, yes, Tully Blanchard.
Okay.
It's number 5. Number 4, Kobayashi.
Okay.
Number 3, Randy Savage.
Even though he should be number 1, but it's okay. I'll take 3.
Savage, number 3, Savage, and I explain why he in the position. And number 2, I'm gonna go ahead and say, just because of his influence over the generations, Dynamite Kid, because he influenced so many wrestlers that came after him and invented a whole style for small guys. And my number 1, even though I don't like his ass, and I kick him in the nuts when I see him, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, you gave it up to Terry. Oh.
Wow.
Tell you why, and I'm gonna tell you why. Top 3 babyface and top 3 heel of all time, for real. And Drew beat money in 2 different eras and set the stage for 2 different eras. I mean, it's unprecedented.
It's okay. You can give him a pass. It's okay.
No, he doesn't get a pass. Like I will always say Hogan gave the gateway to Hollywood to connect Hollywood and wrestling. So I give him that.
True.
That's true. Yeah.
Everything else,
Hollywood Hogan
is
was
a dub.
I love Hollywood.
Everything else is a dub. All right, move top 5.
My top 5. So I grew up in a bit of a different era, obviously. And I was all about people who represented me. You know, I'm a dark kid. I'm small in stature. You know what I'm saying? So my top 5, and in no particular order, is The Rock, obviously. Because I mean, you know, he's The Rock. You know, why not? Booker T, Tajiri, because I was always,
Japanese, the buzzsaw.
his kicks, his technique was so crisp. And I took Taekwondo for 13 years, you know what I'm saying? So when it came to kicking and blocks and techniques and the duck over and the real quick, bro, it was so close to everything that I was learning for real that I was like, bro, he's legit. He just knocked his head off. Like, there's no way, you know what I mean? So anyway, Tajiri, and then RVD and Sting.
Oh, okay. Do you like colorful Sting or black and white Sting?
I'm always going for the crow Sting. That's my favorite. I'm always into
Sting
the crow.
got different eras, just like Taker does. So I always gotta act because I
Oh,
like colorful
shoot.
Sting.
I like flat top.
Yeah.
I like colorful Sting. So
With the flat top and the little
Right.
So
Yeah.
I got a question for both of y'all. So what's your favorite match to watch while high?
Ooh.
Who says I get high? No.
It's King of the Ring.
wait, you said King of the Ring? What?
King of the Ring, Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon.
Okay.
That match is one of my favorite
I
matches.
love it. I love it when he was dropping him on his head, trying to throw him through that glass. That was my favorite part of it. He was crunching. Like he didn't know what he had for the last half of that match, I bet you.
Let's see. My favorite match to watch while I'm on the CBD. Let's see. But you know what? I really enjoy watching Royal Rumbles because I forget who was actually being there, and really, really, I'm such a fan of when they come in and they do their spots. I'm like, oh, the spot, you know what I mean? Like it's just such a hype thing to me. Like when they come in, it's super exciting, and I'm a happy user, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah.
Okay.
No, I agree. Cause so like I don't know if you guys know, you might know, we do the viewing parties here in New York. And there's been 3 times where I felt like the decibel level was like through the roof. And 2 of the times was during Rumble. It was AJ coming in at number 3 that year. When Sting debuted Survivor Series, the floor shook. And Edge this past Rumble.
And Kofi. And Kofi.
Kofi is like the top of the top, just because like it was in our city, it was in our backyard. Like that is Kofi.
How the whole
conversation.
bar, literally the energy in there. Like,
you had people that didn't know. You had people that didn't know each other hug each other.
Like when he won,
legit.
When he won, that split second of silence. Yeah. The whole thing erupted, and
so Kofi's a different level.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I have one.
It meant so much. It meant so much at the time.
Oh, it still means so much now.
That's true. That's true.
Like look at it now. Like who would have thought? Like if you look at a year ago, I never would have thought Keith Lee would be North American champion right now. Apollo Crews, United States champion. Street Profits, tag team champions.
Apollo Crews, I thought that they had kind of kicked him to the side and he was about to get released. That was one I did not see coming. And I was on the WWE's head for a few weeks because I was like, man, why is y'all booking all these talented brothers to lose? Like, and I watched the Street Profits and the New Day lose back to back on national TV. It made me blow my top. Who's booking this shit?
You got old school.
And here I thought Sir Wilkins was gonna be the first person to get passionate and start yelling.
No. He's typically more calm with the interview. If it's the 3 of us, that's a different story.
Yeah.
That night I couldn't believe they did. I said, damn, it can't be no black people in the room while they booking this shit. No black person would have said, okay, let's do this.
That's because there is no black people in the room when they book this shit.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Obviously.
What
But actually, go ahead.
What are you guys' thoughts on the current state of wrestling right now? Like in general, like what do you think about AEW? What do you think about WWE, especially during the quarantine?
I think that
You look so disappointed.
I think that WWE.
We'll get to me. We'll get to me in a minute, man. We'll get to me.
I watched the WWE product and the AEW product where I sit in front of it while I nervously and neurotically scroll on my phone and shit. But what I've noticed is that I'm paying a lot of attention to how they're booking the minority stars on the show, and more than I'm critically watching the show. But when I do critically watch the show, I can't stand it because they should just let them guys go out there and talk. All of them have mic skills. They wouldn't be in the WWF if they could not talk a fucking blue streak. And if the guys who can't talk, put them with somebody who can talk, and let the promos get some life again. You know what I'm saying? Like it's obvious that they mailing this shit in. It's not. So it just makes it bad. I have liked the matches during the quarantine without the crowd. It seems like they're working a lot more snug. The everything has got a lot more oomph onto it. They're working a lot more tighter. They're paying a lot more attention to how stuff looks. And being the scene guy, I'm always looking. Are they working towards the camera? What, you know what I'm saying? And they really got, and that, especially in the WWE, the matches are super tight. I don't agree with how they are booking minority people right now. You know, I think that you're gonna see the best stories around minorities in the indies, and I think that that's gonna be how it's gonna be towards the future. Moving on to AEW, I think AEW got a lot of token black dudes on that is jobbing to them guys, and that's all that they there for. And they're not moving them up the card, and not nothing good for them. But I'm glad that guys, you know what I'm saying, in that Atlanta area is getting to work on TV, and people like Kenzie Page that we have connections through the Tennessee Network and things like that. Folks that we know, and like Ricky always bringing guys down there, and I'm glad for that. But I wish that they would kind of use these guys, you know, in a better way, because it's a lot of young black kids that's watching this. You know what I'm saying? And we got to have some representation. You know, and if you trying to, and like AEW said that they was presenting in sports based. Well, if it's presenting in sports based, then niggas supposed to be whooping ass everywhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, that's kind of my thing too, is that, like, you know, they said it was supposed to be sports based. They said it was supposed to show representation, but I don't feel like they're doing it the way that they kind of set it up. It was almost like, you know, politics. They brought everybody in saying that all this was going to happen, and then you see Sonny Kiss one time in 3 or 4 months or something like that, and that's a black LGBTQ plus member. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, like he said, and then like you said, is you know, you got the black folks that are coming on, and all they doing is jobbing. You know, they had Private Party, you know, who are extremely talented guys losing. You know what I'm saying? And like that, you know, that to me, it just said a whole bunch. You know, I kind of got tired of it because, again, we're in this whole mode that I don't feel like every black person that walks to the ring is supposed to come out a winner. Like, I get the story part of it, so I don't want to get caught up in that. But there's got to be like a give and a take with these stories. There's got to be an equality, an equity, if you will, for these stories, for where we are. And you know,
It makes no sense.
It makes sense. It makes
No. It makes no sense.
Hold on.
It makes no sense why us brothers are not dominating in sports. Like, we should be like, we literally dominate in all the combat sports. And the fact that we don't dominate in wrestling for something that's predetermined, like, that makes no sense. Like, let's be serious here.
It makes perfect sense. It makes, you guys aren't listening. It makes perfect sense. And you guys all said it. It's a predetermined sport. That's one. And one of the biggest things is what one of you guys said is that there's not people of color booking it. There's not people who look like me and you in the back rooms, in the writer's room, on the executive seats that's taking care of the business.
No, they back there, but they just got them.
No, they're not.
They got them just working as agents and just working with talent.
Most agents most agents, from what I know, brother, don't do shit.
Yeah, they don't do nothing. They just working with the talent. They just down there to so the boys can have somebody to talk to. They're not making zero decisions.
I'm talking about higher positions where you're making legit decisions, because one of the biggest problems with any company that you look at is we always complain, but like you always have to look at the higher part of the food chain. Who's at the higher part of the food chain within wrestling companies, and who's making these decisions?
And that's who makes
the reason why.
It's been an extension of that good old boy network that it's always been. I mean, that's really what it feels like to me, especially being in the South. That's just what it feels like. It's just an extension of what we already been a part of. It's wrestling has always been that way, which is the craziest part to me. It's like it's time for some change, bro.
It's time for some change, but it's also like it's time for change, but it's also to get into those boardrooms. And we always talk about doing our own thing. That's great. That's amazing. But sometimes you have to play. You have to be the Trojan horse. You get in there, and then
you gotta infiltrate the system. Yeah, that's basically what it is.
But right now, at the place where we're talking about, like WWE, who's gonna infiltrate the system? Who gonna get? Who gonna get up in that? You know, they got it. It's locked in. It's basically a family. They gonna pass it around. So you're gonna have to get in there and knock one of them off. Like as far as like you might have to go and knock Shane off. You know what I'm saying? As far as like go grab him up, go snatch him up. You know what I'm saying? That's how you gonna get in there.
I say this.
He did not just give us a clear plan of kidnapping Shane McMahon to let everybody know that's not what just happened.
I said snatch him up. I mean in the way that they talk about it on pop songs on the radio.
Just want everybody that's listening to be clear, like Spaceman ain't snitching himself out, because that was wild.
No.
I say this. Like it goes back to like honestly, like we should create our own, and we gotta get ours off the ground to the point where it forces them to hire us within a company. Like what are they doing over there? Yo, this kid been working in front of my house all day. Who is this kid? I'm sorry. Like I said before, like literally, like we create our own. What happens? They start picking out the best rides on. How to make it so good? They will start picking this out and have to enforce to incorporate them within the system. They have to Jackie Robin us. But in the meantime, I ain't worrying about that. Let's get our own, make it popping, and make sure that we know we gotta be an example. All this talking, just like Master Little Duval says, nobody listens to words. Everybody listens to actions. So in the meantime, let's do what we have to do. All our black people get together there, and after that, we present them in the way that they should be presented. Now look at Issa Rae, like from Insecure. They looked at her work, and now she's in so much movies. They like, you know what? I gotta respect her. These other black writers, Lisa Rafe, all these others, people are forced to hire them because they want them in the room. They want them in there. That's why I tell people, make your own, and they forced to give you a seat at the table. If not, we make our own table.
But you're still infiltrating the system, though. You're still infiltrating the system, because if you look at it, A.R. Fox, his school.
Oh yeah, he got
half his kids.
Breeding ground for WWE right now.
Are getting shots at WWE. It's literally connections. I've said it's what you're saying 100%, but it's also connection. And I've also said this before. You can't ignore what's in your face constantly at a point, because there was a point where in the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, even the 1990s, there wasn't that many black wrestlers coming up. It wasn't a black sport. Let's just be real.
At all.
It wasn't. I never heard a kid talking about,
it was a handful of guys who worked all of the territories. Thunderbolt Patterson, Ernie Ladd, Tony.
Yeah, it was a handful. Yeah. But I always believe that if it was more, you can't ignore that shit even more. Because my aunt used to always say the cream always rises to the top.
Yeah.
The better you are, you're gonna get noticed. I think it's both ways. But also, when you got more kids coming up and doing dope shit, they're gonna notice you.
I understand that.
but the thing is, you have connections because regardless of the business, even in the independent scene, it's all about, oh, that's my homeboy. I'm gonna put him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot about that. It's a lot about
Yeah.
it. But there is coming like 4 of the best promotions on the East Coast is owned by black people.
I understand that, but again,
Which one?
Wait, hold on.
Which one?
Because it's funny because we definitely had this conversation because we had to think. Who's like, who's black and owns a wrestling company? So I'm intrigued.
House of Glory, C3W out of DC, who drawing 500 and 600 every time. Innovate out of East Tennessee. A lot of people don't know Tony Givens is black.
Innovate?
Yeah, Innovate owned by a black man. In Urban Combat Wrestling. And I think AJ Gray somewhere running around. I don't know what the name of his promotion is, but I know he owned one.
Oh, down in Atlanta. Well, down in Georgia. I think so.
You know? And then there's another one, Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment, AWE.
Yes, I heard of them.
You know, so
hold on. Can you
guys are drawing money, and you know, it's the old adage, we gotta like start reaching out to each other. You know what I'm saying? And working with each other.
Say those names again, brother.
House of Glory.
He said HOG because
Well, I know HOG.
We know HOG, so that's
yeah.
C3W out of Washington D.C.
That's what
Richie Fingers and Casino Hayes. Innovate.
You said
that's what the boys was talking about that they was trying to get booked on. No, see that C3 thing in DC.
Yeah, C3.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, Richie Fingers and Casino Hayes.
Casino Hayes, yeah.
Then you got in Kingsport, Tennessee, you got Tony Givens in Innovate Wrestling. He before the NWA kind of went, Billy Corgan them got it. He was flagship. Like he's responsible for a lot of real big, like Chase Owens, Jason Kendrick.
Jason Kincaid. Yeah.
That's my man's name. And Chase Owens, and a lot of that stuff from the NWA, like the last end of when they was still before Corgan bought it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, drew a lot of money in East Tennessee, and he's a black man. And then of course, Urban Combat Wrestling with me and Mook and Atlanta.
Cheap plug.
Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment, I believe it's called. AWE, I think it's Atlanta.
AWE, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, man.
So I have a question. What's been the biggest struggle you guys have encountered as being black male owners of a wrestling company?
Sometimes, honestly, getting responses, people taking us serious.
Yeah.
That's really been it. You know, there's been a lot of times that Spaceman or I have hit up a person and they'll either not even open the message or they'll just leave it on read. You know what I mean? And that, you know, I get it. You know, we're new in the business. You know, it's 2 unheard kind of names that's going on around or whatever. But that's probably been one of the biggest things, because once people get there to the show and they see how organized and they see how, you know, we do everything, then it's always easy after that. But it's always been a little difficult making that initial connection.
Got you. What about you, Spaceman? What's one thing you feel outside of that you guys have kind of struggled with?
I think being able to retain talent a lot of the times.
Okay.
That was a struggle because we had difficulties in the business, and so one talent pool kind of dried up, but we was able to open up another talent pool. And since you know, things have changed around, and that other talent pool has opened back up to us again, so we are able to kind of draw from the best workers in the region and continue to try to put on the best show possible, man. But this COVID thing is kind of put the brakes on stuff. Yeah. But I mean, it's been some blessings. You know, the Rapid Wrestling Podcast was one blessing that came out of it. We have a lot of fun doing that. As y'all know, we have a ton of fun talking to these boys about wrestling, man, and girls. Yeah, we have a ton of fun. That's pretty much it.
All right. So talk a little bit about this weekend. And if you want to let everyone know a little bit about your last show, like what happened from that show to what's going to be carried on to this show.
Man, none of those losers from the last show bet show up to this next show. I know that. I'm talking about Zuka King and Valo. I know that's your boy. Hey, bro, I know that should do. I know it is. But look, I wouldn't be me if I wasn't being real. You know what I'm talking about?
That's
you know
fair.
what I'm saying? So we gotta keep it real at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's all do with a dreads. Always hated on us. Always.
No, bro. Let me kick you with this, bro. Let me kick you with this. I'm gonna hit you with some. I'm gonna kick you with this. I'm gonna kick it like this. We booked Zuka because when I saw him, I told Zuka this to his face, bro. I told it to his face. When I saw him, I had to have him at my promotion. I had to have him. I tried to give this man the utmost respect. I never hagged him on his price. You know what I'm saying? None of that. You know what I'm saying?
And he's a pricey individual.
Never haggled him on his price because it was representation, and I wanted to do something great for somebody who I felt in my heart was gonna be in the same place as your boy. But then he came to my home and he disrespected me.
Oh, he has definitely done changed his tune about the culture. Zuka King is a different guy. He is a different guy now. I don't know what happened to him, but
this doesn't sound.
They went weird. They don't went weird, but it's okay. This Saturday, we doing something, man. You know, everybody done went through the protest. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of tears shed. Been a lot of that, man, and we just wanted to have a celebration. You know what I'm saying? A little sip of water, a break while we finish the work. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to finish the work. But we needed something that tied us over with some joy and some uplifting spirits. You know, so it's a young man in the city of Asheville named Ready Red, and Ready Red is a real leader, and he's a selfless guy. And he wanted to do something special for the children, and all the children love professional wrestling. And even though we deal at UCW, we deal with the adult version of wrestling, we decided to make an exception for this because we wanted to do something for the people. It's gonna be unprecedented. We're gonna put a wrestling ring up in the projects, and we're gonna have a wrestling.
Oh, that's where I'm going. I'm going to y'all projects.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's one of them. One of them.
Up in the hill.
No, I always intrigued by different cities, like what they consider projects. I mean, we have projects here in New York, but I've seen projects in Chicago. Yeah. I've seen projects in New Orleans. Like, so I'm intrigued.
Is there a bus that goes down there?
A bus? Yeah, like, we got a city bus. Yeah, it's a city bus to come through.
I think that might come through.
Yeah, they got a city bus route for every side of town. Like, it go.
How you get in North Carolina?
No, I think I might fly down there.
Oh, you got money.
Right, because I was like, we driving, and I don't even drive, so I got a driver.
Yes, I live close to the airport. Bruh. If you get a flight into town, we'll make sure you can get to the show. That's for sure.
Look at you! You getting the Hogan treatment.
Dang. Yeah, we're gonna have a show, man, and we're gonna have a good time, man. We got the gymnastics coming down. They're my boys from Greensboro area. We got Axton Ray from over in Tennessee. Very, very talented, up and coming young guy, man. We got who else we got? Mook. We got
I think I saw that the White Claw Outlaw planning on showing up.
White Claw, like the drink?
Yeah, the White Claw Outlaws, man. They too.
White Claw Outlaws.
It's exactly what you think. That look you got on your face. Just keep that same energy, because exactly.
Oh, I'm always about keeping the same energy, so you ain't gotta worry about that.
White Claw Outlaws, they gonna be there. Alan Brody will be there. Kid Holiday will be there. One of North Carolina guys. And man, we just gonna try. Oh yeah, Chance Riser will be there. Another guy who works a lot of independents around. Yeah, man. Pretty good card. We'll have some.
I mean, y'all need to get Yaya out there, man. Like big time Yaya. Like, y'all missing out if y'all don't book my man Yaya.
Man, I mean, we reached out to Yaya. We reached out to Yaya, and we couldn't work out. We couldn't work it out with Yaya. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't come to terms. But we gonna swing back around and see if we can make it happen on the next one. You know, it just it didn't work out. Sometimes it happened like that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it happened like
That's
that.
a bad man right there. That's a bad man. That's a bad man right there.
We love Yaya's work. We especially want to put him together with Zachary Cooper again. We think they need to have another match again. I think we want to see that go down again. We love Yaya, but we just couldn't work it out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, brothers got to respect each other, so we just had to kind of respect each other. You know, just decide to come back at it. But we will have Yaya there for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
He definitely
Yeah.
Nobody watches more independent wrestling than us. We'll pull up too.
We'll pull up to your show if we have. See, that's the other thing too, and you know, not tooting our own horn, but man, UCW is all about getting the best in the area, the best quality, the best in representation. You know what I mean? So we're not shy, you know, of saying, all right, cool, we like this person, we like the way they look, and we all know that we have control of our own images on social media for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I could put up my own highlight video and make me look amazing. But the real proof is when you go to the show and you see how they work that psychology, that in-ring work and everything else like that. So, hey, we're not shy of pulling up at the show and seeing what you're really about. And then that's why, you know what I'm saying, when somebody tells us our price, I'm not interested in haggling you about your price. I just want to see if you're really worth it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay.
We're going to draw the crowd, like, you know what I'm saying? They coming anyway. We pack the house, you know. We just want to make sure that, because we're going to do our job as promoters, you know what I'm saying? It's not on the wrestlers to promote the show. It's on me to bring the people to the building to watch your ass. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a draw for me because I'm going to do my job. You know what I'm saying? And we stand staunchly on that. You know, it's my job to bring the people to the building. That's why I'm the promoter. They the town, this their job to work the show. You know what I'm saying? So I don't put that on them as far as like, they got to be the draw for the show, even though it does help if they have their own draw, but it's not needed. You know, we book people for what they can do and not what we want them to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're not interested in recreating a wrestler or remaking somebody's gimmick. We're gonna watch what you do, and we're gonna find how you can fit into what we do. You know what I'm saying? And the people.
And most of the time, those guys have an enterprising or business mind of their own. They're already an independent, you know, business themselves. They already understand, like, okay, I'm going to be here. I have this booking and this cost. I'm also going to be selling my shirts. I'm also going to be doing this. So I got to let people know where I'm at. You know what I mean? So that's part of it. Like, I'm not going to haggle you to promote for me. Hell, you got to make if you don't plan on selling your t-shirts or amping up for people to be excited about you, then that's on you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do my job.
So let me ask you guys a question. Like, how you are able to, if a wrestler comes through your promotion, how does he, other than he get look at, like, how do you make sure that a wrestler is beneficial at your event? Meaning that, do you make sure that there's tables for them? Do you make sure there's beverages for them? Do you make sure that each of them get enough time during like intermission to sell their products? What are you doing to provide a different experience for the wrestlers than any other promotion?
We provide a crowd that's hot from bell to bell.
And not only that, it's that we are providing. I always say that we're giving out the full package. You know, whenever we're booking a talent, because not only are we have we done the homework on you to know what you can bring to us. That's the reason why I feel like in our promotion we can put you in a great place, is because we already understand you as a person. It's not, you know what I'm saying, what your posts are, what your character is. You know what I'm saying? If you got a character page, we've looked at that. We've watched the matches. We've gone to the show to see how you are. You know what I mean?
With people who know the area. We do our research.
Exactly. We do our research. And so, and then not only that, when you're at our promotion, we provide you, we have photographers, we have videographers. You get your match, you get your footage, you get your stills, you get all of that. And we're not asking anything additionally from you for that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we thank you for bringing your body, for bringing your time to our promotion, because it's more than just the paper. You know, everybody got a job and everybody's going to, you know, get paid. And that's one of our philosophies. Like, bro, you put your body on the line, so you got to walk out of there with your money. But it's a full service situation.
Yeah,
We
man.
got to have something to offer you in your business.
Yeah,
you know? So if
some
you got your table, if you got your setup, if that's what you need, you know what I'm saying? We talk about that in the very beginning. You know, a lot of people, that's kind of how, like in the music business, I kind of understood more about booking in the music business first than I did in wrestling booking. So when I'm booking for my price, I'm also letting them know, like, these are my needs. Like, when I'm there, this is my price. And then while I'm there, this is what I need. If you get there, you're like, hey, is there a place I could put up a table? Like, absolutely. And this is when intermission happens, because when you get there, you're gonna get a rundown of how the show is gonna go. You have your own copy. We'll go through it and you'll know exactly. You know what I'm saying? We run it like, when we're at the show, we run it like a full-on promotion. You've got Gorilla, you got your time that you're going in, you know where we're at in the match, and you can follow. So whenever it's time being, intermission is going on, and we got the rapping sets, we got the beat sets or whatever, that is the perfect opportunity for you to go out and do your deal. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man. We always try to provide, you know, something to eat for the folks, you know, if they come through, you know, and a nice pay envelope. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the night, you get a nice pay envelope to do with what you want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And we making sure that we paying everybody, you know. We also provide a lot of promotion now.
You out here taking shots and then offer nobody? What's wrong with you?
Right.
Like, you about to take a whole car bomb and not tell anybody.
Right.
And not invite nobody.
Right.
Wow.
You were so casual with it.
You
He's
know
like, yeah,
what?
man.
I was like, but you know what? I got you, Space Man. When I come Saturday, we gonna see. Because I was like, wait, hold up. He's not about to take a whole shot.
Mad casual with it.
I thought he was gonna get some water. Like,
yeah. He looked so happy. He was like this.
Yeah, man. I'm in my house. Hold on. First of all, we gonna talk about something that's a real. It's an ethos at Urban Combat Wrestling.
Now he's throwing big words out there.
Maximum respect at all times. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm a person who was formerly incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long road to get to where I'm at now, to be, you know, and I learned something when I was incarcerated, and that's that if you give out maximum respect, then people will give you maximum respect back. And when they violate that respect, then they got to be codes and checks. But I got to say, man, I'm in my house, man. I can have a shot, dog. I pay the mortgage here, man.
But all I was saying is that we all could have joined. Like, I got shot glasses in the house.
Yeah.
I got the rocks tequila here in the house. Like, come on.
Well, I'm sorry, y'all.
Well,
I apologize for being
my bad.
My bad. I didn't.
He's like, I didn't know that. But come on now.
But I'm really at y'all house though. I'm sorry. You know, sometimes I just bring my own, and you know, I feel like if it's my own, I can do it when, you know, at my pace. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm gonna remember that on Saturday. Don't worry.
Oh man! Now that is gonna be a real experience, man. June 20th, we got a lot of people coming out to the city, a whole lot of people coming out, and social distancing will be in effect. We got a whole lot of sanitation laws gonna be on deck. We're gonna keep the folks 10 feet. You know, we got a big field we gonna be in, so everybody can be interspersed amongst each other and a little distance between each other. Plenty hand sanitizer, hand washing stations set up. You know,
that was me. Was me showing people how to wash their hands. By the way,
and at all time we done talked to the county, and they done went over our protocol, and they done said, you know what, y'all doing a good job. Y'all doing so. You know, we gonna roll with it. You know, this probably gonna be the last, but I'm gonna say this might be the last hurrah for a while, because I heard that old Roy is about to ratchet it on back one time, so we got to get it in. You know what I'm saying? Before he shut us down.
Oh, your governor?
Oh yeah, he don't play. Trying to keep us safe.
This is so much different.
He's not like our governor, but I mean,
he close though. He close. Roy been doing this thing. I gotta give it up to Roy. But we had an opportunity to it was a lot of pain. Like we didn't feel like we was getting heard for a long time. You know, we've had like in all communities around the country, we've had several young men shot down by overzealous police. Our riots were not really, our protests kind of were hurtful because we got to see in real time that even if we peaceful, you got people who don't want to hold the peace, aka the police and those white dudes who was in all black throwing firecrackers and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we saw that in real time and it hurt us. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna have a party for the city, man, and it's gonna be big. We're gonna have some wrestling, some rapping. It's gonna be with all the people, and I think it's gonna be a good ass time. And y'all come out and wear your mask, and you know what I'm saying. Remember that we got to do this thing safely, but we still gonna do it while we can. You know, they ain't shut us down yet. While we can,
while we can. No, big
yeah,
facts.
but stand off on it. And I feel like they don't need to take this away from us. You know what I'm saying? Because this is something that we don't have no corporate sponsors. This is all funded from the community. Like we funded this, we putting this on. We ain't asking nobody to do this. We ain't got no corporate sponsors. We ain't got no stores giving us no nothing. This comes from us. You know what I'm saying? Everybody coming out of their pocket to make this happen and to put it on for the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And Hillcrest, I feel like it's one of the most iconic landmarks for black people in Western North Carolina. Period. And to have and to be able to put a ring there and to be able to put a rapper wrestling on is an honor. And I feel like very, very happy to be able to bring the joy of professional wrestling to a lot of people that day. You know what I'm saying? The people who it might not be accessible to. You know,
that's dope. That's dope.
Live wrestling at least, and to see black people win.
So you do understand that means Zuka King got to win on Saturday though.
Zuka King got to earn his win. He has to earn his win. He has to earn
just like everybody else.
Like everybody else.
It's always your brother with dreads. Always your brother.
Yeah, I'm so mad. If I would have known the type of heat, I would have been like, Zook, you want to hop on this call real quick?
Man, no,
the thing is this, y'all. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm like the nicest guy ever, bro. Like, that's the thing. That's what's so crazy. Like, everybody loves Mook, and I have no idea what happened with Zuka and Valo. And
the chair. They came out. They had the girl by the hair.
Well, something.
I did tell him about that strong B. I felt that, so I had told him about that.
Hey man,
he kissed his mother with that same mouth, cuz, and I was like, bro, come on now, you can't be just disrespecting one of our queens like that. Not one of our queens now. So that's why we had to check him though. That's why.
But we're gonna drop the match. I just now recovered the hard drive that has all of the footage on it.
Oh, nice.
And we actually have all of the footage from all 4 shows. I done recovered it. Ooh, I feel good. So we're gonna be able to drop that match later. Y'all gonna be able to see. And y'all can see the finish to that match was so satisfying. It was satisfying. But Zuka coming back up, Valo will be back up. Man, we got some great big matches, man. Some really talented guys. We got a Ref Yo-Yo coming up from South Carolina, my home girl.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, to have that strong representation.
Wrestling, yeah, man.
And Brittany.
Oh wait, is she the same ref that referees for PWX?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I love her. Remember, Wilkins, when we went down to the show and we was like, yo, they got a black lady that's a referee? Where they get money from her at?
Yeah, she's super dope.
Yeah.
We also have Shane Chess coming to referee too, and he works MLW and WWN and Evolve a lot, and he's a real good friend of ours. So we have some star power, and as Urban Combat Wrestling keeps going, y'all gonna see more star power because we truly believe in delivering the best in wrestling action to all of the people who tap in with us, man. Well, I know we brand new. We coming up on 1 year. July 20th will be 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I'm very, very proud of that. Proud of that fact and proud to be, 100% black owned and operated. it feels great.
Absolutely.
Which is really good. Real quick, before we end our show, we typically talk about this week in wrestling. Typically say about one or two things that really caught our eye this week. So we'll go around real quick, and then you guys can plug, the promotion, yourselves, and all that jazz. But I'll start off with Sir Wilkins. What's one or two things this week? And you can include things from Backlash, because that was this past weekend. And you're this week in wrestling.
So we just have to, hands down, I've been saying this since the quarantine happened. Randy Orton has been carrying WWE with Seth Rollins. Those two have been like carrying the company. And pointing because you start realizing a couple of things because you're like, yo, there's no real star power left. Your main event was two guys from a different era. A guy who came back, and you have Randy Orton. And they put on a match. I mean, it was low-key cinematic, but it was one of the best matches I've seen in a very long time. And Randy Orton has continued that. Monday Night Raw comes. He does it again.
Yarly.
Oh, sorry.
He does it again, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I didn't really get to watch too much of NXT and AEW. Cody's pissing me off, but it's
nothing
new. It's a different
on.
conversation. I just want him to compete against people who look legit. A lot of guys he's fighting for this TNT title don't seem legit. It's like you're fighting a little brother who's like 20 years younger than you, who just learned how to wrestle. Like, put some legit guys on, go into the independent scene and get some legit dudes to for that TNT title. I did catch the tag team match. I think it was Paige, Kenny, and I forget who they fight.
It was It wasn't best friends.
It was Goldust and PT Marshall.
The Nightmares.
Yeah,
the Nightmares.
And it wasn't a bad match. It wasn't a bad match. But this week was okay. But my highlight is because if you watch that match, it was a little long between Randy and Edge, but the psychology in that match was fucking amazing. It was some of the best psychology I've seen in wrestling, and they did their thing.
All right, Luke. One or two things that caught your interest this week in wrestling.
Big Swole on AEW this week.
Oh, that's sis. That's Auntie. Come on.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was cool because I feel like her matches are getting better, and that was cool. That was cool for me. You know what I'm saying? To watch that.
It's also to the chemistry. Her and Danny, they come from the same school.
Yeah, and man, we don't talk I don't feel like we talk enough about chemistry. It's like having a dance partner. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you can have the best match ever, and then go to having your worst match because the person you're with in the ring, there's just no chemistry. But that's another conversation. But yeah, I think that's one of the main ones that stuck out in my head. I mean, I'm still pretty cool with what they were doing with Apollo Crews. And shout out to Kenzie Page being on AEW, someone that that I'm pretty cool with. So that was cool for me. Seeing someone that's in like touching distance be in that arena. You know what I mean? So that was cool for me.
Definitely. Mr. Black, your two things this week.
I gotta say, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like this week in wrestling, other than Backlash, it's been like, we waited until something bigger happens because I say my biggest up was the Bobby Lashley match at Backlash.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah,
it like up into the end,
highlights.
Like I just felt like the ending was just like, come on WWE, like you did this, Dusty finish earlier with Asuka and Nia, which that was another good match. Like honestly, Backlash was just a lot of good matches, but the endings were just like, come on, man. Yeah, like very like, come on, bro. Like, why are you doing this for? Like, come on. Like, it was very, you could tell like the shifts of the guards definitely shift because if it was a Paul Heyman production, a lot of these matches, it would have a more definitive ending to it.
Yeah.
And so
They were
overall,
Paul Heyman matches, though.
No, I'm talking about the Paul Heyman booking. That's what I mean.
No, they were booking because it was before he got fired. Those are pre-recorded, from what I understand. Like I don't.
But Vince changed the ending of the Oscar match.
Well,
I mean, but actually, you know, it's crazy. Actually, I wasn't mad about the ending.
But
Because-
okay, that ending was fine.
because
But you
know
did the
why?
same exact
because
dusty ending.
because
with the,
if Oscar would have won, it would have diminished Nia's whole "I'm strong" and and I just came back and I'm gonna destroy you.
Fine,
So all that
fine.
shit she was popping, it would have been destroyed if Oscar
Fine.
would have beat her clean.
Okay, that's all good and all, but you did a dusty ending with Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre.
It wasn't a dusty ending.
We did the same exact thing twice. I'm tired of distracted finish.
Wrestling
Like,
is
that's
a cycle. I don't know
Yo,
how.
come on! You did the same exact thing in the same exact card. It's boring. Like it diminished. Like yo, come on! Like yo, Bobby Lashley is killing it. Beefy men. I could care less if Bobby Lashley won because
that was gay.
I'm grown. Beefy men out there doing it what they have to do, and then what happened? What happened?
Wow.
I ain't gay, so I don't care. So what happened? Same distracted finish. Like come on! Like no, I don't want to see that. Like, come on. Like, yo, no, that's stupid. I don't like that.
I gotta agree with you on that. You have to have variation in the finish, and the card should be like a crescendo. At the end, you know, it builds up to the end. It's for a long time, the WWE has done exactly what they wanted to because they got a captive audience. I watched the show. I hate it, and I still fucking tune in. So what's that saying?
Exactly.
That you like organized chaos like the rest of us.
Exactly.
So okay, how would you guys have booked it then? Because you need to separate her from Lana. You need to keep the title on McIntyre. You need to also make Bobby look strong without making him look weak. So how would you guys have booked it?
They put it off too fast with a match. They shouldn't have had a damn match. They did it too fast.
For me,
they should have the backlash. They should have pushed it off. They should have had something else, some kind of other stipulation. Maybe Drew McIntyre versus MVP for whatever, to stretch the story out a little bit longer. To do the dusty finish, okay, I understand how it kind of make the folks look kind of strong, but if you blow it off like they blew it off too fast, and it's gonna keep going, but now you got this like jammed up energy. Like nobody gives a fuck about the story anymore. After you do that finish. Now, I guarantee next week, whenever they do the ratings, the ratings for that segment gonna be down because they should.
Okay, it wasn't like, but for me, if I'll do that match, it was just like you can't have the same two dusty finish on the same exact show. The first match, if you want to keep both of them strong, Oscar and let me
out of the ring and they don't get back in the ring like it.
Right. You could have simply just made Nia speared her through the barricade, double count out. Both of them look strong. Both of them. That's it. And then if you want to do that, the ending to the Bobby Lashley match, cool, but don't do the same thing twice on the same show.
There's still two dusty finishes.
I know, but that's why I just said that. Yo, don't put two on the card. Like it makes
the
no
same
sense.
ones,
Like it basically diminished. Like that is something like get out of jail free card. They've been using it too much. It diminishes that. It's just like the roll up. I was just gonna say
this. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. The strongest move in professional wrestling.
Yes. Shout out to Simon Miller. It's diminished that. Now it's just like, come on again. It's annoying. It's repetitive stuff. You own a company that basically owned the wrestling history. Be more creative. Now it's just like that being lazy with creative with certain stuff.
Too much stuff at the end. All of that is hallmarks of like getting to the end and changing shit. It's not. They don't have shit stamped. They don't know what they're doing when they going to the finish. They changing shit. Like they changing shit in the middle of matches. They changing the finish. That's when you get shit like that.
Exactly.
All right. Anything else, Yarly? One more thing that caught your eye this week besides two dusty finishes. which actually made sense, but that's neither here nor there. It's fine. I get it.
No. I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense. I'm not saying that you're not listening. I'm saying that to have two on the same exact card, no, that's diminishing using that. It's like, oh, come on, you already had one with Oscar. Now another one with Bobby Lashley. Come on, that's too much. I'm not saying that it wasn't bad, but I'm saying that you use it too much. That's
okay,
the problem.
That's fair.
And now another thing that caught my eye is, I have to say, one thing that I don't understand what the Inner Circle is doing. Like, you have two different tag teams. You have the Sex God and you have Pride and Powerful. It's kind of like, what Pride and Powerful, who's supposed to be a tag team, are doing. Like, you kind of diminish them a little bit. But again, it's still early. It's a quarantine.
It's not still early. It's not still early. First of all, I've said from the beginning of time, the Inner Circle makes no fucking sense. LAX and the Inner Circle makes no fucking sense. Like, it just doesn't. And now that they
yes,
don't
it does.
It
Yes,
does
it
not.
does. Yes,
And
it does. Because the reason
it does.
It does not. And they haven't been able to highlight or showcase their actual talent the entire time they've been in an Inner Circle.
Yeah.
But quarantine happened. Like,
But
literally,
even before quarantine.
Again, you don't know their plans before quarantine. That's why I said, honestly, you don't know if, like, them be on some, like, we can't be taping so much because we got to take care of stuff back home. So that's why I said that.
There's no reason why an actual tag team is not the tag team champions. There's just no reason for that. You still cannot sell me how Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page are the tag team champions, and that shit is like, oh my God, no.
Who's making
no sense?
Are they still like booking by committee down there, or what's going on?
Yeah, first of all, they book their friends on TV. They book themselves on TV. They be booking. Okay, so
I told you guys I told you in the beginning of the show. That's the business. That is literally how the business works. And I've said it 100 times. But the thing is, with Pride and Powerful, they don't know what to do with them. That's one. They don't know what to do with them. Does it make sense to put them with Jericho? Yes. And also, half their tag teams don't know how to wrestle for TV.
Yes.
That's another problem with a lot of their tag teams. Yeah. And nobody wants to say that.
You can see that. You can see that, though. And you can see that not only in AEW, you can see that when you watch the NWA Power product. Like, they don't really know how to wrestle for TV.
90% of the roster does not know how to wrestle for TV. So the problem is they have producers, like I said before, who don't do shit except watch a fucking monitor and sit there and talk shit and drink beers, because half the time I'm with my boys, and maybe I don't know nothing. Maybe I don't know shit. No, but I've spoken to enough people, and I know what I'm talking. I may know what I'm talking about. So what I'm trying to say is, the fact of the matter is, you have a roster that's robust in talent.
That's what she said.
But, yeah, and you saying beefy men.
Yo, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, but you saying it.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that what you said was gay. Like, I don't.
No, we know. We know that. We saying what you said was.
I don't care. I'm grown. Shoot.
But anyways, like I said before, you have a robust amount of talent there, just like WWE. But the thing about it, it's a robust amount of talent that doesn't know how to wrestle for TV. About 90% does not know how to wrestle for TV. So you put the title on guys who can kind of wrestle for TV, or who do know how to wrestle for TV. And then you leave everybody else chilling in the thing. Because if you watch one of the guys' match, you're like, yo, nigga, the fucking hard cam is over there.
Yeah. Over there. Yeah.
I'm gonna just say this. For all of y'all wrestlers that's hearing this and might be like, damn, I want to learn how to wrestle for TV, go holler at Ricky Morton. He can teach you how to wrestle for TV, I promise.
Honestly, the one thing that AEW should basically do is get everybody they think I need some training and get a fake, like set up a fake time. Like, all right, from these hours, we're going to do fake television. And we'll let you know, like, not the hard. Listen. At the end of the day, sometimes you got to put in the work in. And at the end of the day, somebody that all your boys run his company, you have to realize that the 12th man out there is not as good as a 6-man or the first one up. Everybody on your team gotta look crispy because during this whole pandemic, the difference between AEW and WWE is you saw the next man up, stepped it up automatically. You know, everybody that who took some kind of stock on television, like Dana Brooks, Asuka, Kyrie Singh, all these people. One thing I'm realizing about wrestling is that makes it so unique from every other sport and stuff like that is 5 seconds could basically turn your whole career. Just 5 seconds of you just being yourself and speaking from your heart and just say something that you don't think will even work. Look at Get These Hands. Look at the people's elbow. Look at some of this something he's saying. Basically, AEW, like I said, yo, if you really want this to work, they need a rah-rah speed. They need Paul Heyman in there, like someone that can rod them up, get the troops. Like, you know what? I'm sick and tired getting these stuff. But Jericho, shout out to Jericho. He called it the tag team. And what happened? The tag team improved. Like, you need those guys who will call you out on your crap, but he knows his stuff because he's that prolific in the ring. Shout out to Prolific, the trio out there in New York.
Did you just
shout
slide
out
that in there?
Yes, my guy's prolific. You know, these
But
are
I mean,
promoters.
family,
That's what you
but
do.
come on.
That's what
But I
you do.
think also-
Promoters they need talent. They got these 3 dudes from New York. They some
Oh
bad.
yeah, that's a very cheap plug. If you guys are ever really looking for talent, you can definitely
A
ask
trio.
us. We
Prolific.
definitely know a few.
Prolific.
Man,
That
we
trio
should-
right there, some bad boys right there.
Man,
Bad boys.
we looking to strap the ring to the back of the truck and pull it to NYCM, do some rap and wrestling up there, man.
Listen.
Man, we talking. Yeah, man, we trying to find a building up there.
For real.
That thing.
Well, I
We
mean,
got some
I would
guys
just,
who's hungry. You
I
know,
mean, between
shout
me
out to
and
like
you,
Vince
you're gonna
Tia. Shout out to
probably
him.
want to actually look into Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
guy, man. I made a lot of music with cats from that kind of dealt with the Jedi mind tricks out of Philly. Like some of them, like Reef the Lost Cause and Ad Lib. Shout out to them cats. But it's a dude. It's a rap group in Staten Island called Grim Galaxy, and one of their dudes is Billy Valentine, and Billy Valentine loves wrestling, and so he been putting me on to a lot of death matches, and he got a little shirt coming called Crimson Mad. Yeah, man, I've been trying to get into it because you know it's something that I see.
I can't get into it. I don't know.
You're
what it
alone on
is.
that one, brother. You're alone on
Yeah,
that
I
one.
can't. I tried because we get a few of them, and there's a few out in Jersey, and
Yeah.
just
Playing behind it, we just gonna have a band and no ring, and they just gonna beat the blood out of each other. And
no. Well,
That's some real white boy status.
I'm just
That's
gonna
some
be
real
there
white
in
boy status.
VIP because I
Yeah.
can't do that.
Mhm.
Anyway, my 2 this week before we do sign off. The first one's gonna actually be spoiler alert. If you did not watch NXT, the major announcement that they made, where
Cool.
next week you're gonna get Keith Lee versus
King
Johnny
Beef.
Gargano versus I almost said Prince
Finn.
Devin. That's crazy. Finn. The winner of that match goes into the July 8th NXT show and will face the NXT champion Adam Cole, and whoever comes out of that match will be two belts. It's a
Don't say
match.
belts. Shout out to Bailey. She became Don't say belts.
Don't say belts. I can't.
Don't say belt.
First of all, Dose is 12 in Spanish.
Yeah.
I didn't even get my chance to say what I noticed, and what I noticed is that Bailey has become a credible heel.
She
I-
always
that's
what I
was.
don't.
She always
Her
was.
work,
No, when
her
she
work with Michael Cole is so hilarious to me, man. I
when
love
she
that.
first started, that shit was stiff and mailed out. Like, I don't believe this shit.
Yeah, I didn't like
That's what
it at
she
first.
said.
I
I
didn't
didn't
like it
believe
at
it
first.
for a second. But now,
Cut the shit off.
it's like, oh shit, she done learned how to do that shit, you know. So shout out to Bailey. Shout out to Bailey, man. Shout out to
I
Bailey.
mean, that Bailey's
Y'all
cool.
haters.
Teeth
Y'all
like
haters.
that. Why you
Cool.
did that?
Y'all haters. Y'all haters.
Cause I see him, cause he always doing dumb shit. So yeah,
Show your ass
so
over and
it was so NXT this week. That whole announcement of that match, cause I was like, that's gonna be crazy. Like July 8th, NXT, you're gonna see the first ever 2-time like NXT and North American champion. So that's gonna be interesting. The other one this week, I get, I have a really up and down relationship with Impact. I'm not gonna hold y'all, and the boys know that. But this week they start. I mean, because Slammiversary I think is the 12th of July. Is that Sunday?
At your
And
house?
they've
We
been,
doing
and
it
they've
again?
been. I'm not here. I'm in Arizona that week, so I'm not here. So I'm sorry. But they've been dropping so many hints about who's coming for Slammiversary. It's crazy. So I definitely think EC3 is gonna pop up. I definitely think Heath Slater is gonna pop up. They did a segment with who was it? First of all, Moose as his TNA champ. Okay, Moose as his champion is really bugging me, but I'm gonna allow it because he's the black man and he's champion. So I'm just gonna chill with that. But it makes zero sense. But I'm just gonna let it rock out because the match he had was him and Homicide for the title this past week, and I was just like, first of all, why? Second of all, why? Like, so it was weird.
Everybody need to check sometimes.
You're right, but Impact has its highs and lows, so I appreciate that.
How's the tag team match?
Oh man, speaking of Impact, man, shout out to Crazy Steve, my boy. Shout out Crazy.
Oh yes, shout out to Crazy Steve. Absolutely.
That's my guy right there, man.
Shout out Crazy Steve. Shout out Amy. That's for sure.
Amy and Crazy Steve, man. You know, I'm glad.
Yeah, listen. Y'all be knowing people.
Yeah, man, that's my
boy. Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Remember the New Year's party? Hey, that shit was crazy.
That we didn't get our invite to?
Don't know.
Hey.
I wish I was there.
On the phone, don't look at it. That's all I'm saying. Ricky Morton always got a trick on his phone. Don't never look at it.
Wait, before we do, did you guys go to WrestleCade last year?
No, we did not. We had worked our own show. We had a show that weekend.
Oh.
Show that weekend.
Damn, I wish we'd have known that because we had went for the first time.
We'll be there next time whenever it open up. We'll have an Urban Combat Wrestling booth. That'll be definitely something's going down.
That's for sure.
I gotta come next time.
Yes, we're gonna bring Mr. Black with us next time so he can enjoy.
So we can put you on some of this good mountain CBD.
I think he would enjoy that very, very much. Before we do sign off, gentlemen, once again, you want to give everyone the rundown for this weekend and then where to find you guys on social media and YouTube and all that jazz.
All right, this weekend, 100 Atkinson Street in Asheville, North Carolina, is going to be the big field behind the buildings. We're going to have the ring up. The event start at 12 noon. It's a Juneteenth celebration to celebrate. Give us free. We still got a whole lot to work on. So at 6 o'clock, it's going to start the Urban Combat Wrestling, Rapid Wrestling, Freedom Ain't Free. That's the name of the event. And it's going to go till 8 o'clock so y'all can come to Hillcrest Community, 100 Atkinson Street.
This is exciting.
You know what I'm saying? And then where you can find us on social media. Instagram, at Urban Combat Wrestling. On YouTube, Urban Combat Wrestling. Facebook, Urban Combat Wrestling. And Twitter. This is always a point of contention. You better come off of it.
I'm coming for you.
Off of it. It's at combat_urban, right? Or is it which one is it? I'm sorry, I don't even. It's done pissed me off. Somebody got my damn.
Got our tag, bro. It's all right.
It's at combat. It's at combat_urban.
Yeah.
And we dropped the Rapping Wrestling podcast. Matter of fact, in the morning there'll be a new episode coming out. Friday, June 19th. I have the Gymnasty Boys on there, and y'all gonna want to watch that because I get really drunk and get emotional.
Y'all need to have me on y'all shows, man.
What got you so emotional though?
Talking about the fact that wrestling is a morality tale. We tell a story of good and evil. But in the case of some of these big wrestling promotions, you got evil people telling the story. And it touched me. Like, why in the fuck is these evil people telling this good story? And then I thought about the whole Hart family and how they done molded their whole family around a certain company's business model, and look at how their kids are so fucked up these days. You see what I'm saying? They fucked the whole family up. And that made me emotional thinking about Teddy Hart. Damn, he ain't have a chance in the world. But
all right. Teddy Hart, he even said it. He blew a lot of his own opportunities.
Yeah, but it's the culture that he grew up in his family that facilitated his attitude. You did what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't have been any other if he wouldn't have got, like, he got handed a lot of shit You know what I'm saying? He had to work hard, blah, blah, blah. But it was a lot of shit that was just supposed to be his because he's a hawk. And it fucked with his mindset. You see what I'm saying? You see it. You see that kind of what is it called? It's like he think that everybody kind of owe him a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
family.
I understand that. I agree with you. But at some point in that man's life, like he had opportunity to think, like, you know what? Like,
Yes.
He been through a lot of stuff. God saved him from a lot of stuff. You believe in God or not, but I believe in God. God saved him from a lot of stuff. And God will put you in a situation to teach you the same exact lesson. I understand, but at some point, he blamed everyone else but himself at some point. And he never took responsibility for his action. I 100% understand what you're saying. Like, yo, that upbringing messed them up for a long run. But at some point, yo, mommy and daddy, it's not mommy and daddy's fault. If you grow up poor, that's not your fault. If you stay poor, that's your fault. He stayed mentally messed up. I know that he went to rehab. He did I know he provided with many different opportunities, and he blew it each and every time. He was an MLW. Something happened, he blew it. So at some point, I don't feel bad for Teddy Hart. I understand what you're saying. Like, the background is touching King. But at some point, King, you got to take responsibility for your action and say, you know what? Mommy and daddy did this. Let me get the help.
Yeah, that's true. But I also, let me just add this before we go. That,
teach me, King. Teach me.
Okay, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to say this. That most of the time when we come in them situations, you have to have a super exceptional person to have the upper mobility to get loose from some of the shit that we grow up in. So it ain't a lot of us that make it out. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he one that kind of had a little bit of trajectory, but, you know, it pulled him back down. And what I got to say about that is that maybe he would have had a different chance, but he got to fix it on his own. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to have a powerful story. He's going to have a powerful story if he can turn it around. Let's just hope the young man can turn it around. You know what I'm saying?
Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope. For sure.
But once again, thank you to the owners. Like, once again, owners. I want to highlight that because that's a really big. Like, I don't think you guys understand, or maybe you feel like you do, but the level of responsibility you guys have to the community and to the culture to be Black owners, that says a lot. And it's super important that, you know, for us on our behalf, we say thank you to you guys because once again, you guys having that platform, it gives people that look like us, sound like us, that are us, an opportunity to do something that they love, regardless if it's hate or love, kayfabe or not. You guys are giving opportunities, and for that, we thank you guys because once again, there's not a lot of platforms you can do that on. So we want to thank the gentlemen of Urban Combat Wrestling for joining us on our 18,000 episode quarantine of the Jabateers podcast. This is long overdue, but I'm super glad to actually meet you guys in person. We can chop it up more and things like that. So I'm excited about that. Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black, any last words before we do sign off?
Just thank you guys for coming on, man. You guys, we had some really good times with you guys, and I can't wait to meet you guys in person.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely, man.
For sure, man.
If I can just plug one thing real quick. Follow me on Instagram. Mook the BTSG, MOOKTHEBTSG. Man,
wait.
I'm an
Instagram
junkie.
That's a lot of fucking letters.
I'm right now for them. One thing that I have to say, you know who you look like? You look like the guy from Lottery Ticket and Big Mama House 3.
No. He kind of looks like a smidge of Luda if he had dreads.
Yes.
He got Chris Bridges. He got Chris Bridges' whole shit here.
Go ahead and tell him what you told me. Now, hold on. This is going to trip you out. Go ahead and tell him what you told me a couple days ago.
I don't even remember what it was that I told you, but I'd have been getting called Ludacris my whole life. I feel like I got I feel like I got my first piece because I look like Luda. You know what I'm saying?
You better thank that man.
Every day. Thank you.
Like, you better hit a bitch with I got hoes.
I got hoes.
Different area code.
I don't deal with the hoes. Only quality feminine specimens for me. Thank you.
Oh, well, like, excuse
no
me.
hoes. No hoes. No hoes. I can't have it.
Man, I'm a guy in a happy
We
relationship.
already know you ain't got no hoes, Spaceman. It ain't happening. Done. Stay your ass home.
Don't
But
want
anyway,
Stay your ass home.
stay your ass home.
the
But
one.
anyway, we thank you, gentlemen, so much. I look forward to seeing your show this weekend, and many, many more. Because once again, you don't get opportunities to do this as much as we would like to. So, once again, me, Casa, Sue, Casa, you guys ever need anything on behalf of the Java Tears podcast, we always got you guys. Just let us know. Next week we will still be in quarantine, but as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, we are trekking our way. Once we get to phase 2 in New York City, we will resume in our studio. So we're excited about that. And hopefully as the summer progresses, we have some other things in the works, on our end. So we look forward to kind of announcing those things as the weeks go on. As always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black. And once again, the proud owners of Urban Combat Wrestling. We thank you guys. Hashtag Black Excellence. Hashtag we are out.
I was over, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans, you gotta wait till your coast chosen. Try to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.